Everybody, Artosis here, casting some CMSL Season 4, CasterMuse Star League. This is from Group C. This is the decider match. It's being played on Polypoid in the round of 24. We have Sharp in the top left, one of the best Terrans in the world. And then we have Ggaemo in the bottom right. A lesser known player, no doubt, but Ggaemo very highly respected at the moment. Definitely a very strong Zerg, in ASL quality Zerg, although he doesn't make it into every season. Definitely a very, very good one. This should be a nice match so far, or this should be a nice match coming up. So far, what we've seen in the group have been some really close slugfests between the players. So very excited to see who comes out on top here. Now, I think you have to favor Sharp. He's just done a lot more overall, and his style is pretty good. He's really an SK Terran player in Terran vs. Zerg, which means that he is a Marine medic type of guy. You're not likely to see him go mech very often. Very much prefers bio, going for Marines, medics, science vessels. We'll see if he ends up doing that. Ggaemo, he has a pretty wide range. I definitely know that he likes Ultralisks quite a bit. We'll see if he tries one of those builds. I think those aren't necessarily the best on this map, Ultralisk rushes. Polypoid, I mean, you can get a third base without too much hassle, but it's a little bit more wide open, a little bit easier to attack than a lot of maps. So I think it's better to go with a more standard style. We'll see what he chooses. Now, Sharp, we're going to see momentarily here. Yeah, we don't see a gas going up here. So it definitely looks like he will be going for just a barracks expansion. Notice this SV popped up here. He was just checking to see if an Overlord was coming. If Ggaemo was up here, he was expecting the Overlord to fly this way. So this is kind of like a cheating way to scout very quickly. Of course, if your opponent knows that you do that, or if your opponent randomizes their scout patterns, this can throw you off, because now Sharp thinks most likely he's not up here, but what if he was, right? What if he was up here and scouted a different direction, or knew that Sharp does that? You can play that type of mind game. Anyways, he comes down, checks his natural, sees nothing, so Sharp has deduced that he's in the bottom right, and you know what? He's right about that, so good work on you, Sharp. Not scouting him right away. He does build that second depot, and we'll be going for a 2 Marine expansion. Very, very safe play here from Sharp, making sure that he's not going to die to anything silly to start it out. Now, as the SCV gets in, what he's going to find is this is a 2-hatch play here from Ggaemo. Has that gas going in advance of the 3rd hatchery, so that's going to be in about a 3-minute layer, which is going to allow him to tech up very, very quickly. So we'll see that start just in a second. He starts it at the natural. Sharp knows exactly when to poke his head down there and see. And let's take a look. He's making 2 lings out of the natural, 2 in the main. This is a pretty standard move from Ggaemo. And this is going to allow him kind of to flank the SCV. If the SCV comes down, he can chase it with these and then block the ramp. So the SCV gonna get out of here. He sees exactly how many lings have been produced at this point, so he's not too afraid. 4 lings can't really do anything to you. But we'll see what he does with this scouting SCV. You do want to loop back and check if you can, if at all possible, to kind of see, like, is your opponent making a lot of lings? Maybe they're doing something a little bit sneaky. If you don't see enough drones or something like that, you can deduce a lot of things. But Ggaemo looks like he's playing pretty standard here. Went up to Sharp's base. Does have that second barracks coming up. There is that academy starting before 4 minutes, so really nice on that. He's going to have his scans out in time to check exactly what's coming before he has to make turrets due to that nice timing. Looks like, yep, the Spire coming down for Ggaemo. And I think we're going to see a 3rd hatch coming out of him really soon here. Gas getting ready at the natural, and yeah, here comes a drone towards that 3rd base location. There's a lot of options that you can take for the 3rd base. This is kind of the close one. You could try to take another main, but because your cross spawns, those are kind of closer to the Terran than your main base. So a lot of times you will see a Zerg in cross spawns expand to here. And normally this is a better location than here because you can just get there quicker from your natural expansion, right? From here, you just walk right up, get up here, and oh my god, there's a Dawn Killer. Get up here to defend a lot quicker than trying to walk all the way around here to defend that. Okay, so Sharp right now. Oh, this was a great move. He just walked out with his Marines to clear any lings that were right here to try to sneak an SCV by. He's trying to get another free scout to go down, which is a very powerful move if you can get it to work. If you have an extra SCV on the map, you feel like a prince in this matchup. You can check where the third is. Sometimes you can scoot in and check if it's Mutalisk tech or possibly Lurker tech, even though that's kind of off the wall. You don't see it so often. In the meantime, Sharp looks like he feels good just getting a single scan. And he scanned the main base. So we saw the scan of the main there, and he actually sees the spire. So that scan works out really well. It's very interesting that he cut the second scanner, though. It's not something that you see all that often. Only very top players will do this to get the extra SCVs out of it. They somehow judge that, you know what? I have enough information. I just need a single scan. And it works out, right? He sees the spire. He knows what's up. He can build his turrets in plenty of time. Ggaemo right now flying across the map with his first few Mutalisks. Does have that third base up. Sharp right now can't really attack or anything quite yet. He's getting his range upgrade. Already about halfway done. Has that +1 on the way. Getting his missile turrets into position. Yeah, some good defense so far. Kind of interesting turret placement here as well from Sharp. Putting 2 near the main command center. Doesn't want any dives up there. Doesn't want to keep his bio in his main base. There's a lot of different ways that you can go about your turrets. You can do things like this where you're just making a few extra, or you can keep a group of Marines inside to try to push everything back. Here, Sharp going up to 4 barracks, which means more pressure, and building a few extra turrets a little bit earlier on, and this means he can move out more quickly. So he wants to stay aggressive. That is Sharp's style. He wants to get out there and mix it up and keep the pressure on his opponent. So we see him walking out right now, and all right, so let's look, right? He's got 12 Marines, 3 medics. So this is a good army. It's good, but he's got to be careful because, oh my God, he catches 2 mutas. Well, he doesn't have to be careful anymore. That was fantastic. Ggaemo in some serious trouble now. You cannot be losing 2 of your first mutas. What I was going to say is when you're moving out with 12, you have to be careful because when they're making nothing but muta and ling, they're going to actually be able to take that out relatively quickly. So you want these reinforcements. We see them coming down right now. This is 9 more Marines. This is going to bring him up to over 20 Marines, and that's enough to really keep mutas off your back. But look at that. He already picks off a 3rd one, a 4th one. Ggaemo's micro just a bit off this game. This is definitely very troublesome. Now, Sharp is actually being a little bit sneaky, too. Look at this. He's sending these Marines down instead of to reinforce. He's doing an attack, and this is going to force the mutas over here. The mutas have to come here. He loses an Overlord, and these Marines will die if the mutas come, but Sharp is setting this up, right? He wants to stim an attack here. He sees the mutas, and as soon as he sees them, he's got to go. He stims immediately and runs in here. He gave up those Marines so that he could get in here and deal damage to this 3rd base. Okay, he got a couple of drones, a couple of lings. Here come the mutas. I don't think he's going to get the hatchery, to be honest. So while tactically this was an awesome idea from Sharp, he just gave up over 20 Marines and 3 medics? For what? What did he kill? A couple drones, a few lings, maybe a muta or 2? I actually, while that was a brilliant, awesome move from Sharp, it did not do good things for him, in my opinion. I think that was actually a net win for Ggaemo. He evacuated the drones quickly enough. The hatchery is not even at low health. It's not going to get sniped or anything. But you know what? Sharp is macroing like a beast at home. He's getting up his starport, so continuing that tech forward. You should already have his +1. Yep, there it is. Getting +1 armor now as well. He's got good defense with his turrets. Oh, but Ggaemo gonna fly through. He's deciding, you know what? You have that many turrets. There's nothing else in here. You're trying to keep me out. And he gets into the main. Look at this. He's slowing down the starports, slows down this factory, or this 5th racks rather. Slows down a little bit of mining. I like it. It's kind of a nice move there. And you know what? He's supposed to have lurkers on the way. Where are his lurkers? We saw he has the Hydralisk den. He is getting hive. There you go. He is morphing some lurkers now, but Sharp just scanned that. So that means he can actually put a little bit of extra pressure on. It takes a little bit for the lurkers to morph. And this is the weakest moment of Zerg, generally speaking, is when they're morphing their first lurkers. It's when they're at their minimum for mutas. They're not going to be making any more mutas, and you can kind of attack because, well, there's nothing extra there. A ton of gas is being spent. But Sharp already lost a big chunk of his army, so I don't know he's going to be able to get anything done. See, the lurkers finish up. They come up and start to burrow, but Sharp actually brings down reinforcements. But there's plenty here for Ggaemo. Ggaemo going to push this stuff back. And actually going to pick everything off. His Muta's still being very, very useful. Very nice hold there from Ggaemo. Now moving the lurkers forward, it looks like he wants to take a more forward position, maybe even use hold position lurkers to try to set a trap for the Marines. But Sharp not going to allow that to happen right out his front door, right? He's already pushed his Marines forward. He knows that this is something very likely to happen. And he comes up. He actually picks off one of the lurkers. Picks off a few lings as well. Picking off some of these mutas. Some great plays here from Sharp. You know, even though he's losing big chunks of army repeatedly, he's moving into amazing positions over and over. He knows where he needs to be. He's just not winning the fights as of yet. Let's take a look what he's doing, right? He's got 5 barracks. He's got double eBay going already. A good, clean 43 SCVs. That's a very solid economy on 2 base, Terran versus Zerg. And he's got science vessels on the way. Does he have a radiate? Okay, a radiate's just about to finish as well. It's pretty good. Like, he's getting all the tools that he needs right now. He just doesn't have a very big standing army. In the meantime, Ggaemo, is he pushing his luck a little bit too far? He's actually going into Hydra Lurker. Oh, that's really interesting. I hadn't thought that this is what we'd be seeing out of Ggaemo. We can talk about that in a second as we see Sharp maneuver around here. This kind of forward bunker trying to zone everything out of his rally. Oh my god, Guardians as well! I really didn't expect that to go Hydra Lurker into Guardian. That's very gas intensive. And that was not the best irradiate. If you irradiate the cocoons, they just unmorph them like you see here, and it becomes a bit of a waste. But some Guardians finish up. He's actually getting Cloak now. So Wraith's going to come out and try to push this all back. It looks like there's only 1 Overlord in the area, so that should be doable. Sharp looks like he wants to go for a counterattack right now. A lot of Hydras here, but the Hydras will not pair well against 1-1 Marine Medic. The Marines and Medics will absolutely slaughter these. He has got to pull back. He does not have what he needs here to hold on. And this attack from Sharp is looking fantastic. Stims into the natural. The Hydras come up. No, they are going to be taken out so quickly here. And Sharp, on the back of his amazing pressure this game, just continually moving out. I guess you don't need to win a battle till the end playing like Sharp plays. Just slaughtering the drones at the natural, killing off all those Hydras as well. And that just leaves this. And there's only 1 Overlord. So, I mean, the Wraiths can basically clean this all up. There's not that much anti-air. Sharp trading what he can. And as you can see, the Wraiths really putting him over the top. What is this? It's like three Hydras, 2 Lurkers, and a Muta. Yeah, you're not afraid of that. And that is it. Sharp gonna take the game and advance from his group.